Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will go on with a course which is based on a book by Chuan C Chang, and it's called Fundamentals of Piano Practice. It's a free PDF you can just download online, and I put the link down in the description below. And what we are talking about, and here what I'm taking from that book are like different practice methods, different concepts, how we can, what we can do, where our awareness should be when practicing, what tools do we have just in general, what tools do we have so that we can actually like attack any problem which arises, mainly concerning technique. So if like there is a certain speed we can't overcome or get any quicker, then we can take our toolkit, and then we know what kind of tools we have and how they work. And I think it's really like a very valuable thing what we are doing here. And this is already lesson 9. And so concept 9, and it's about body movements and motions. And if you go down in the description below, you also find the PDF for this lesson. And since the book, I more or less got that from what is also on the PDF. Also, this PDF is free, so just get it. And also there are some informations which I'm not, or some aspects which I'm not giving you here, because I'm assuming that you download this PDF anyway. Of course, it's not like a strict copy and paste thing. It took me really a while to in his book, these individual concepts and topics, they are really spread across the whole book, and sometimes really adding a bit new aspects to that. And in a way, I really put that all together, all these different mentions of the different topics, and then I try to just focus on that and really summarize that and adapt that for guitar, and also add some other informations which I had by myself. So it was quite a work actually. Okay, anyway, so I hope you can really, of course, like profit from that. And also, if you download these PDFs, of course, you also have a kind of a reference. Yeah, we will have, I think, like 2 more of these these practice concepts. And the last one will be actually like maybe kind of most important, where we talk about memorization and mental play, and but it's also a little bit sort of extra of practice methods, because maybe these methods we are discussing here are more like understanding certain like movement like considerations about movement, some ideas, and like really like physical body exercises in a way, and how we should do that, and how like practice will settle after the actual practice. We talked about post-practice improvement, and also fast play degradation, and I think it's a really cool thing to really be clear about these different concepts, different practice methods, so that you really can always design your practice routine in a new way, to really are focused on a very specific thing, and you really learn. And that it's also a great thing, because then when you apply these things, you can also really trust your practice, and that's very important, really, because if it's like really difficult stuff, we know that we can't achieve our goal or speed in just one session. So we in a way we have to trust that what we do in that session will later, maybe in a few months, will lead us to that what we want to achieve. So So we cannot really measure the progress directly. So it's in a way difficult. So we have to understand what we have to do, what we have to know, what kinds of tools we need to achieve that, to be more clear with this whole thing. And this is something I think you really get here. All right, so I also have this PDF, of course, in front of me, but I will talk a little bit more loose, a little bit more free about that, and maybe adding other aspects so that it's not just a repeat what you find in the PDF. Okay, body motions, the different movements. The main idea, in a way, is to really know your body, to really understand what kind of motions you can do, and then you can really find out what motions are really needed for a certain technique. Yeah, when you're just when you're not aware of all these different individual isolated movements, you will not really know how to put them together, and it's more like maybe your practice is more intuitive in a way. You always try to maybe change a little bit, but you're maybe also not really sure what you exactly change there, and whatever. It's really important that you understand these individual movements, and I really found out about that also when I practiced my right hand, also this more diri alternate picking tremolo movements, but also way before, actually, like many years ago, I studied these individual movements of the right hand very much. I think like practicing 1 hour a day, 1 hour, yeah, every day 1 hour for 1 hour. I was practicing just the different movements of the right hand, and what you have there, and we talked about that in another lesson about the different movements. So check out the lesson. I put that lesson also in the link. In the description down below. So this idea of just only playing from the fingers, yeah, and then only playing from the wrist like that. I recently added also that you can do that kind of a wrist movement too. So you have actually two possibilities, and like all kinds of different combinations already in the two wrist directions or angles you can move. And then you have like this rotation of the forearm thing, and then you have the elbow thing. And I also added like 2-3 years ago, I found out about this movement also, like more from the shoulder, which is of course not not always wise to do, because it incorporates so much material and weight, but it's actually more about, and that's also what he talks about in his book, C Cheng. Sorry, I have a little bit problems with getting the name right. It's a lot about with these different movements and concentrating on what muscles are involved, and from where you can actually play, what kinds of muscles can support, or movements can support what you want to play. A lot has to do with actual like relaxation of those which you do not really need, or to just in a way there are some, like for example, it's definitely helpful when I have a more loose shoulder to be able to be more free here also with the hand. Yeah, so everything is connected. So my concentration can really be, okay, these are my movements, I really have to practice these kind of motions, but also the shoulder takes place here, and like the whole body is taking place. And what I'm trying to achieve is a sort of free, relaxed, loose support of these movements and these knuckles and muscles and everything, which really have to do the real work. Yeah. So Pablo Casals is cellist, famous cellist. He once said in an interview that he's always thinking like that to have like also good coordination to coordinate the whole thing. He always thinks playing a note really comes from the center of the body. And what that is, he couldn't really describe, but that's something you can in a way also sometimes focus on, to really think, okay, where is the center, the middle of the body, where all in a way all energy and all movements are initiated or coming from. Yeah, so maybe it's also a feeling that this has to be kind of stabilized to make these other movements happen. Yeah, so that my arm is actually like stabilized, that my arm is not hanging like that, or the whole body is hanging like that. Yeah, there is already, muscles are already involved here, just with this posture, of course. And but I don't want to have my posture like rigid. Yeah, I really want to have it in a loose way, that I'm especially also with the guitar, this moves also. Yeah, so I have to find in a way a natural, free, relaxed way to play the guitar, and for that, like, a lot of muscles are involved. And as I said, it's really also about like just supporting a little bit in a relaxed way the other muscles. That's a function of those muscles who are not like really like which I'm also not really thinking about. Maybe when I practice, I'm more thinking like, okay, I have to do that, I have to play a little bit more forearm rotation or whatever, and I have to be careful not to not to use my fingers at all and all these kind of things, but but really concentrate on your whole muscle chain. Really do that, and also try to move it a little bit. That's really like this. I had like Moshe Feldenkrais lessons also when I went to Berklee College of Music. We had this kind of a course there, and there was also like getting more conscious about getting more conscious about these different movements, and so just make really small, like, loose movements, and try to really also like this hip kind of rotation thing, what we talked also in a kind of a last lesson on in that course here, to really get more loose in a way, and then just think about, okay, how these different muscles actually support the actual movement. So okay, I think that's really clear. The idea is once you are really aware of all these isolated movements, and he has like also like there's an exercise you can also do, like really exaggerate like an isolated movement, like very much really doing like playing one and then or just only try to only use it from one finger, and then getting it smaller, but faster. Yeah, so you exaggerate a movement, you really go from as far as you can to really, then your brain really understands, okay, that I have to do, that's happening, okay, that's that movement, okay, I got it. Yeah, and then you can just make it smaller and smaller, and by making it smaller, you can, like, proportionally, you can also make it quicker. And so once you practice these individual movements really isolated, you can you should like combine them, and it's very hard actually to really combine like a lot of things together and be really conscious about the stuff what's happening, and also it helps to reduce also that to just he said he always writes about also like these parallel sets that you just take like two things together. Yeah, so we take two motions, two movements together, and we do this the finger thing here, and also like maybe a little bit. Yeah, I didn't really practice that so much with the left hand actually, so I also have to figure out certain movements. But that maybe gives me now a good reason to also go for that. Actually, it's yeah, I did this a lot with the right hand, because it's also making tone, and tone is very important for me to be able to have all these subtle nuances and in tone, and that's the right hand mainly. Yeah, this would be my next project, I think. One of my next projects. Yeah, so the idea is to practice these movements separately, and also look for, maybe there are like movements where you don't have to use your finger at all, but you can still play somehow. But anyway, you go for really combining two motions. Yeah, you practice them isolated, and then you combine them, and by combining them you should be able to play them even quicker, to play the whole thing even quicker, because now like every motion can even do less. Yeah, because they are both working together, and they're doing different things. Of course, you have to coordinate these two movements, but that's more easy than when you already be able to isolate them very, very clear. Yeah? When you have a very clear idea about these different movements. Okay, and there's also like I added also this for guitar. It's really cool for like right hand arm movements, and to like your striking strings with the plectrum. And also for left hand techniques, yeah, hammer on, pull off, slides. Actually, for everything, for everything you do, and especially if you consider any like that you can't get over a certain speed, or you always like kind of tense, or yeah, so then you really go for it, and you really check out all these individual movements, and you try to find you practice them in separate in sets of always like two different motions. Yeah, there are different combinations, of course. Yeah, you can think finger, and then at the same time you can think another, like maybe shoulder movement, just those two together, and so on. And then more and more you find out what you actually need, what movement is actually working best, and what kind of combinations are working best. Mostly we think like one or maybe two movements are really the main movements. Yeah, this we have to really find out what is actually like the most important motion movement we have to do, and then we also add like a little bit of other movements to make to put a little bit away to make this main movement even smaller, and maybe more relaxed and quicker, because the other movements, other muscles and so are also involved in helping the whole thing. So the one movement really doesn't have to do all the work. So, all right. I think you got this idea. Also, as I said, download the PDF and read that also to get the full picture. And also, I really recommend that you check out the book of Chuan C Chang. As I said, the link is down in the description below. It's a free PDF. It's a great book. Okay, so that's it for today. Next week we will go on with lesson 10 on speed walls. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also click the bell button. There you get notifications when a new video will be released. This is the case every week. Also, you can support my channel, which would be really cool, really great. Just follow the link down in the description below to my website, hildenbrand.com, the Guitar Academia site there. There's a button where you can also donate, to get more involved here. And I would be really happy if you want to do that. And also I see that you really value this stuff, what you get here. So stay tuned and have a good time. Thanks for watching. My name is Hildenbrand.